we'll go to the Sound Off Hotline, and we'll welcome in Florida State quarterback Christian Ponder of the Sports Sound Off Show. Christian, good morning to you. Thanks for some of your time. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing very well. Did you happen to watch a little bit of the Giants game? A Florida State Seminole player there, and Buster Posey had a huge night as he became the fourth player in the major league, the fifth rookie ever to hit 4 hits and 2+ RBIs in a postseason game. Did you happen to catch your boy Buster Posey out there last night?
I didn't see him last night, but I've been trying to watch him all season, and he's playing unbelievably well. I'm happy for him. He couldn't happen to a better guy.
Did you get a chance to meet Buster at FSU? I know that you were a freshman when he was in his final season there at Florida State.
Yeah, I did. Actually, I had a couple classes with him. Actually, we're in the same major, and so, I talked to him for a little bit.
Let's get to your health, Christian. You obviously injured your elbow last week against Boston College. You broke your bursa sac. I don't know. That sounds painful, just trying to pronounce it and figure out exactly where that is. So I guess the bottom line is, how are you feeling this morning? And if there was a game today, would you be able to play?
If there was a game today, I don't know. Hopefully I'd be able to play. But, it's definitely, I'm definitely making progressions, and it's getting better. And I'm just trying to do everything I can to treat it. And I should be ready to go by next Thursday. Oh,
very good. A lot of Florida State fans, obviously a big sigh there when they saw you go down, but the good news there that you'll be ready to go next Thursday. Talk about that big game next Thursday night, pretty much deciding your division in the ACC. Your Seminoles, undefeated in the ACC right now, going to lock up with NC State over in Raleigh, North Carolina. Big game there. Talk about that game and what it means to your football program.
Yeah, it's going to be huge because, it's really going to come down to between, I think, us and NC State and Clemson as well of who's going to win this division. And, NC State's playing at a really high level right now, and it's going to be a tough game. Thursday night games are always tough, especially when you're playing up there. So, we're just excited about it, and, we're trying to prepare really well. But we know it's going to be tough, and we're ready, though. I think it's going to be fun.
Russell Wilson, quarterback of the NC State Wolfpack, pretty impressive quarterback, opposite side of you. Talk about him and what you've seen out of this kid here, putting up phenomenal statistics thus far this season.
He's been playing extremely well. He's an unbelievable quarterback. Throws the ball really well, makes great decisions. You can just tell how comfortable he is out there and how confident he is. And he's playing exceptionally well.
Talking with Christian Ponder, Florida State quarterback, getting ready for a big showdown in the ACC next Thursday night. Seminoles are on a bye, so he'll have plenty of time to rest his right elbow, which he injured last weekend in a big win over Boston College. All right, Christian, I wanted to ask you about your Heisman candidacy, if you will. I saw a lot of stuff happening in the preseason where a couple of folks in the ACC came up to you and they brought you a notebook with CP7 on the front of it. Have you got a chance to use that notebook yet? I know you're very good academic-wise, so I imagine you have.
Yeah, I've hung around and used it a couple of times, but obviously I'm in the campaign. Obviously I've been playing exceptionally well, and but the whole Heisman campaign was just kind of a fun experience, and it was a cool thing to go through, and there's kind of a lot of excitement around it. But obviously the season hasn't gone as well as we thought, personally, but it was fun.
How does it make you feel to get all this attention as far as the Heisman discussion goes? I know you have a website that you didn't create, but CP7forHeisman.com. It's got all your statistics throughout your career at Florida State and a number of your highlights as well. And how does that make you feel when you see someone really respect the game that you have on the football field? It's out there for everyone to kind of get dialed into.
Yeah, it's very cool, and I've been a dude ever since I was, started getting recruited out of high school, that getting attention like that was cool, and I just try to enjoy it and kind of take in the moment at the same time, and it's been fun.
Talking with Florida State quarterback Christian Ponder here on the Sports Sound Off Show. What's it like playing the U? And those of you out there that don't know, obviously I refer to the U as it's University of Miami. You've been fortunate enough, you're 2-1 against Miami. You guys came off a big win against them 45-17 a couple of weeks ago. What's it like going into those games and getting ready for that rivalry?
It's definitely a game that we look forward to every year. It's a huge rivalry, a lot of history, and for us, though, the biggest way to prepare for it is just to treat it as a a regular game. I mean, you can't put too much into it. And, but I mean, the atmosphere is always fun. It's always exciting to be a part of. And I don't know, it's always intense. It's one of those games that you never really know, and you never really expect, what actually happens. And so it's a crazy game to be a part of.
Obviously, you're a quarterback at Florida State. I got to ask you, legendary coach Bobby Bowden, what did he mean to you, having him as a football coach? I mean, in my mind, he goes down as one of the greatest of all time as far as a guy to put on the headset and who was a phenomenal, legendary football coach. What was it like to have him as your head coach?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best coaches to coach all time in college football, and probably the biggest reason I came to Florida State. I mean, I always had the dream of playing for Florida State and the dream to play for him, and I was granted that opportunity, and I was very fortunate to play under him and learned a lot from him, and he'll always go down as one of my heroes.
What's the difference, Christian, between him and Jimbo Fisher, who's your coach now? Is there a different style? Is there a different mentality? Or, is it just basically, bottom line, let's go out there and win football games?
Well, they definitely have different styles. I mean, Coach Bowden was I think everyone knew that Coach Bowden was kind of CEO type, where he was, gave a lot of power to the assistant coaches, and he was kind of just the delegator. And Coach Fisher, on the other hand, is very hands-on and very in your face, and calling plays, and still has that role of the offensive coordinator, and very interactive with everybody, and so they're different, but they still definitely preach the same message, and and Coach Fisher always said that he learned a lot from Coach Bowden, and kind of tries to take his philosophy after him as well.
Describe to me your first football game out there at Doak Campbell Stadium when you went out to the field, and you heard the crowd and the band with the war chant. What was that feeling like, and how'd you take it in? Describe that moment for me.
I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, my dad obviously played at Florida State, and he always described that, there's no comparable feeling when other than like when you run out of the stadium, and it was unreal. And coming from Texas high school football, we had a lot of fans, but it'd be like 12,000 fans, but that definitely doesn't compare to 83,000. And I mean, there's definitely that adrenaline rush, and you try to soak it all in, and I mean, it's just a crazy experience.
All right, Christian Ponder, quarterback, Florida State Seminoles. Get well, my friend. We really appreciate you jumping on here for some of your time here in the Sports Down Show. Good luck to you guys up against NC State and the rest of the way in the ACC.
I appreciate it.
All right, Christian Ponder, thank you very much for joining us here on the Sports Down Show. There he is, Florida State quarterback. Give us some of his time early this morning. We'll let him get back to a little rehab as he gets ready to take on NC State next Thursday night. So there you go, Florida State Seminole fans. Good stuff there from Christian Ponder. And good job, my man, Lee Vegas, on that yet here on the program.